So these are the last 10 problems on the exam review for those of you who were not able to have class with me. Just a couple comments on the exam this week. So this is what it's going to look like. I'm going to send the link to your email. You're just going to use this form to do it. The link will also be available at the top of this learning plan. I'll blot out these review video links. Probably let that go Tuesday night. You'll have all day Wednesday and Thursday to do it. And then Friday, I'm grading final exams. So make sure that you get it done by Friday. If there's some extenuating circumstances, then I suppose we can let it go longer, but try to get it done by Friday. Okay, so let's do the last 10 on this. There's a few problems towards the end that you'll have to take pictures of and upload them or type your answers in, just so they're not, it's, you know, not all a multiple choice beast, I guess. And we're getting close to that point. All right, so hopefully you can see this okay. My video quality is not the greatest, but we'll live with it and try to do our best. So what you're going to do here is you're going to set these equal to each other. This is a quadratic linear system. And then you are going to solve this. You can use the math portal site, equal to 0, and you get 2 and 5 when you do that. I'm not going to show any of the online calculators with this. You should know those and where they are. And then you're going to put this into the so this means y here, y equals x minus 5. You're going to put this in and get the y values because we want points of intersection. So 2 minus 5 is -3, and then 5 minus 5 is 0. So those are your 2 points of intersection. So A is out, although it looked like A was going to be an answer. I will tell you if there are 2 answers. Okay, so 1 answer only unless I tell you otherwise. So on this problem, we are going to complete the square, and the difference is that we have the y to deal with. So the f of x just means y. Now we're going to take 12, and we're going to divide by 2, that's 6, and then we're going to square 6. So 36 is the number that we're going to add to both sides, and I think I made that orange when I had you in class, when I highlighted all these, and I think I made the 6 the yellow. So the 6 is what we drag and drop and put inside the parentheses like that. And then you just solve for y. So x plus 6 squared minus 11. And that would be D. Okay, pretty easy question on 13. Complete the square. There's just not the other side. So we're going to divide 8 by 2. That's 4, and then we're going to square 4. So what you add to both sides would be 16. Whatever that other side is, you would add 16 to it, the orange highlighted material during class. So that is 16. Solve this. Again, you're welcome to use the math portal site. I'm going to do this using the quadratic formula. So the b squared minus 4ac, make sure you do this carefully, has to be a negative value because all of our choices are i's. And then you put together the quadratic formula. So negative b plus and minus the square root of -324 all over 2 times a. And simplifying this, 12 plus and minus, so that actually simplifies to 18i. Square root of 324 is 18, and then times I. So divide this through now. So 12 over 18 is 2/3, plus and minus I on the end. And that is A. Okay, and we are on the last page. So 35 is an SAT style question. You want to know what is the value of B. So this is going to be like figuring out the coefficient on X. So it's got a 2 there, so we're going to have to divide by 2. We got to work this left-hand side out with just the x's, though. So we've got 5x minus 2 times negative 2x. That's the only part we want because that's the only piece, we're considering here. We don't care about the squares and then the numbers added together. So this will be 5x plus 4x, which is 9x. So 9x equals that. So 9 must equal 2b. So 4.5 is B. And there's no choice for that because the last page of your test is going to be these more open-ended questions that you'll have to deal with. Problem 30, what you have to do is set 9 equal to your quadratic. It is like a linear quadratic system, so to speak. And then we're going to solve the quadratic. So if you wanted the picture here, we've got person up 73 feet and they hit the bag that's not quite at the ground level. There's the ground level. This is up at 9. So we have to, it is a linear quadratic system and we're still solving for that point there. So you set them equal to each other. And up will come 2 and negative 2. Of course, we throw away the negative. Make sure, and so you're solving it, Math Portal site, you're solving it for the x-intercepts. Make sure that your A, B, and C is correct. B is 0, C is 64. Get that correct and throw the negative away. In the xy plane, the point 36 lies on that function. What is the value of b? So here, what you're doing is you are substituting in the 6 for y. That's what f of x is. It means y. And you're substituting the 3 in. Sorry about that. I needed to put a 3 here where the x was. 3 times 3 squared minus b times 3 plus 12. So we put a 3 where x was, x there, and then a 6 where y was. And now we want to crunch this out and solve for b. So what this amounts to is to get this piece right, and we can write that as 3b. Do the 27 plus 12, that's 39. So it becomes like a linear equation to solve. Subtract 39 over. And then divide by negative 3, and you'll have it. All right, problem 38. Fill in the blanks to figure this out. So what I'm going to tell you to do is maybe to use a graphing calculator to help you. So we know the vertex is 7, 1, and the x-intercepts are 8 and 6, 8, 0, 6, 0. So that at least allows me to put this in. Make sure you make them opposite in the factored form. And then this would be 7 and 1. So that's literally the a times x minus h squared plus k form. The problem is, what is a? And how do you get a? Well, my advice is to pick a point that's not one of those 3. So like say we pick the point 9, negative 3. And to use it in either equation, and actually, so what we want to do is to figure out what the a has to be to put, because it's going to be negative, but it could be negative 1, negative 2, negative 5, negative 3/8. We don't know. So use it in either equation. I'm going to use the top one. So y is negative 3. X is 9. So we have 9 minus 7 squared plus 1. So what does a have to be to make that true is what you got to figure out. Well, so this is 2 squared. That's 4a plus 1. So this again becomes like a linear equation. And these are both the same. So once you figure this out, you put the a in front of both. Subtract 1 over, well, that's -4. And then divide by 4. So -1 is a. So it's a -1 in front of both. So how do we get this? The 6 and the 8, the x-intercept factoring idea. Take the opposite, put them in the parentheses, actually denominator times x and then the opposite of the numerator. And then vertex form. So x value, the vertex there, it appears in an opposite way. Remember that because of how the original equation is written, plus the y value of the vertex on the end. So then you can figure out what the a is by solving. I think in my original video, I just had you look on the graphing calculator. All right, problem 39. So we want to use synthetic dividing. We can use synthetic dividing because what we're dividing by is a linear factor and the coefficient is 1 and the exponent is 1. So you just complete the process. Drop the 2 down, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply. That would go here. And we want the remainder to be 0. Well, what does question mark have to be? 14. Remember, all you're doing is adding and then just taking that product by the 2. Don't forget it's opposite. It's what makes the 0 that goes here. It's opposite. And then problem 40, finally, it's a dropping down process. A is 3, and then what plus -2 is 7? That would be 5, or I'm sorry, 9. I had 5 in my mind. And then what plus 72 is 68? Well, that's -4. So you're just looking at, you're adding down or vice versa. If we had to figure out one of these down here, you would be adding those. So remember that, if I told you to tell me an answer here, 3x squared plus 7x plus 24 with a remainder of 68. And the original problem would be 3x cubed minus 2x squared plus 3x minus 4 divided by x minus 3. So it's seeing that whole process in those problems. All right, good luck on your exam. Make sure you complete it. It will not fail you if you are passing, but do complete it.